Okay, let me do a summary in Bahasa because this webinar is recorded and will be distributed amongst Indonesian leads. So, untuk summary Bapak Ibu ya, yang membedakan Cyprus ini dengan Golden Visa ya, terutama Bapak Ibu saya barangkali sudah pernah mendengar atau pernah ikut webinar mengenai Golden Visa. Nah, bedanya kalau dengan Golden Visa dari negara Uni Eropa lain, kalau Cyprus ini adalah permanent resident langsung ya, jadi tidak melalui Golden Visa. Sedangkan yang namanya Golden Visa itu adalah temporary residence. Jadi Anda invest, kemudian dapat PR atau temporary residence, dan kemudian Anda renewal dan Anda bisa apply PR setelah beberapa tahun, depends. Let's say Portugal is like 2 years, and then you apply for the permanent residence. Kalau Greece within the next 5 years, in the sixth year you apply for the permanent residence. Sedangkan kalau uh, Cyprus ini nggak usah. Anda cukup satu kali apply dan udah nggak usah renew lagi, dan itu uh, langsung PR. Nah, gunanya apa? Terutama kalau Anda atau klien Anda misalnya punya anak yang adult dependence, yang anak udah kuliah, udah umur 20, 21. Ini kalau apply Golden Visa bakal susah nanti kalau renewal. Karena kan nggak mungkin anaknya disuruh apa namanya, kalau let's say seperti Grace, let's say renewal tiap 5 tahun. Lah masa anaknya nggak boleh kerja. Yang namanya dependence adalah individu yang masih belum bekerja, masih single dan masih sekolah gitu. Kecuali kalau disable ya. If you have a disable children, that's a different story. Then above 21 years, you can consider them as dependents. Tapi kalau adult dependence yang normal nggak bisa disuruh terus-terusan sekolah, nggak boleh menikah, nggak boleh kerja kan, hanya untuk supaya bisa renewal. Nah, kalau Cyprus itu pokoknya satu kali apply udah. Jadi anaknya tidak perlu apa namanya renewal lagi. Nah, itu. Kemudian residence card-nya berlaku 10 tahun dan dibarui setiap 10 tahun. Ini residence card-nya aja, bukan permanent resident-nya, tapi cuma kartunya aja yang di-renew setiap 10 tahun. Terus minimum stay-nya Anda setor muka ke Cyprus itu 1 hari dalam 2 tahun. Tiap 2 tahun setor muka ke sana. Dapat cap. Processing time tadi udah disebut, saya sebut sampai 10 bulan. Jadi dalam tahun pertama setelah processing itu kalau mau dapat kartunya ada biometrik. Biometrik udah. Habis itu nanti 2 tahun lagi setor muka lah untuk memenuhi minimum stay-nya. Um, Terus Anda nggak bisa kerja sebagai karyawan ya, tapi Anda bisa doing business. Tuh. Terus beda dengan Golden Visa yang lain, kalau Cyprus ini hanya 2 generasi. Jadi parents nggak bisa. Parents dan in-law itu nggak bisa. Bawa mertua nggak bisa, bawa orang tua nggak bisa. Anak bisa di atas 18 asal bisa nunjukin kalau masih sekolah. So, oh ya, tadi mengenai Golden Visa ada beberapa negara. Just in case you don't quite sure which country are considered in Golden Visa. So, Golden Visa in the European Union currently are Portugal, Greece, Hungary, Latvia, Malta, Italy. They have some kind of Golden Visa. Bulgaria, Romania. That's more or less. And if you consider Cyprus, usually we put it in so-called Golden Visa, but Cyprus is the only direct permanent residence. Anda harus punya health insurance kalau mau apply untuk Cyprus PR ini. bisa, pokoknya health insurance bisa internasional atau bisa lokal Cyprus. Yang penting itu mengcover rawat jalan dan rawat inap. Ya, kurang lebih per personnya bukan ini bukan biaya insurance ya, tapi bukan biaya insurance harus Anda bukan biaya premi ya, tapi adalah biaya coverage-nya kurang lebih minimum segitu. Kemudian kalau dari sisi cost of living tadi udah diceritakan, jadi lebih murah dari ya dari rata-rata let's say Uni Eropa, misalnya West Europe ya, lebih similar dari ke East Europe sebetulnya untuk cost of living-nya itu. Terus juga tadi high standard of healthcare and education. Terus untuk jadi Cyprus citizen ya, kalau orang Indonesia sih jarang ya mau jadi citizen ya. Mungkin kalau orang yang di luar Indonesia mungkin ya, interest untuk jadi citizen. Itu Anda harus pada saat Anda apply itu Anda harus make sure bahwa Anda sudah tinggal di sana minimal 12 bulan. Ya, 12 bulan physically stay di sana sebelum Anda apply. Dan untuk apply ini bisa dalam 10 tahun itu 7 tahunnya Anda tinggal di situ tidak apa sih ya istilahnya tidak terus menerus, tapi dalam 10 tahun Anda 7 tahun atau dalam 7 tahun itu sebagian besar waktu Anda habisnya di Siklus. 10 bulan dalam 12 bulan per tahun selama minimal 7 tahun, jadi Anda apply di tahun ke-8. Dan satu lagi itu nggak bisa ditawar-tawar adalah Anda harus kursus bahasa Yunani dan bisa menguasai sampai B1, soalnya ada tes bahasanya. Dan ini berlaku semua ya, sama seperti Portugal, ada kalau mau apply PR, Anda juga harus eh, ada syarat untuk bahasa. Ini standar untuk citizenship dan PR itu standar. Satu lagi kalau mau exit, kalau Anda tidak stay, Anda tidak bisa keluar dari investment. Bisa, tapi nanti Anda harus membuktikan untuk punya investment lagi. Kalau Anda mau benar-benar tidak invest, cuman gue mau sewa aja let's say, atau gue mau invest tempat lain yang di situ sewa doang di Cyprus itu bisa, tapi Anda harus minimal 5 tahun tinggal di Cyprus. Nah, terus apply namanya long term residence. Habis itu kalau sudah punya long term residence ini Anda baru bisa apply. Baru bisa jual propertinya, bisa exit dari investasinya. Atau kalau Anda sudah dapat citizen. Oh, hang on. Oke, itu summary-nya dan kami ada special offer dari Pafilia ada special offer. Ini untuk Anda yang DP ya, DP down payment antara 20 Mei sampai 31 Agustus 2026. Ini special offer ini berlaku, yaitu 3% eksklusif 3% discount dari harga properti sebelum before VAT, kemudian 50% discount dari legal fees, kemudian there's a refund for 2 economic class flight tickets. If you fly on business class, then you can talk to Barry. Because one business class is more or less can be refunded for the 2 economic class. Dan ada 2 malam complimentary stay in this resort. And Anda bisa tukar ya, misalnya Anda milih properti, terus Anda visit di sana, ternyata kayaknya nggak seru ya. Habis lihat-lihat properti lain, Anda lebih suka properti yang lain, itu Anda bisa tukar. Ya. Untuk kunjungan, kalau kami menetapkan sebelum 15 Desember udah berkunjung ya. Soalnya kalau sampai deket-deket Natal nanti orangnya dia udah pada libur Natalan. Kemudian untuk full payment settlement untuk melunasinya sampai 1 Desember kalau mau ini berlaku. Nanti kalau detail bisa ditanyakan ke Barry. Oke, ini special offer ya. Let's go to the Q&A. Okay, before I noticed there are some people who raised their hands, but okay, Barry, let me read the existing questions, okay? So, Cyprus is not yet a Schengen member state. Should we apply for the Schengen visa if we want to travel to Schengen countries? Will having a Cyprus PR make the process easier? What do you think about this?
Okay, yeah, the answer to that is very simple. Until we are a a Schengen state, okay, which was, as I said, should be later this year, you will need a visa, an additional visa to travel to other countries within the Schengen zone. So if you have the Cyprus PR now, okay, in the short term, if you're in Cyprus, you can apply for the visa, and it will take a Schengen visa, and it will take 2 or 3 days, okay, to get approved. So it's an advantage to have the PR if you're living in Cyprus at this time until the Schengen membership is confirmed. Okay. So it is a quicker road to get, but we have many clients living in Cyprus. So when they're living there, okay, and they want to travel to other countries, they apply in Cyprus, and it's a quicker way of actually getting the Schengen visa.
Oke, jadi Anda bisa apply Schengen visanya sebenarnya dari terutama untuk Indonesia ya, yang perlu Schengen visa bisa dari sini. Kalau Anda cuma ke Cyprus, Anda tidak perlu Schengen visa, bisa langsung apply untuk Cyprus visa. Tapi kalau Anda perlu Schengen visa, Anda harus apply Schengen visa. Kalau Anda sudah ada Schengen visa, Anda tidak perlu untuk apply Cyprus visa lagi. Dan kalau Anda ada di Cyprus, sebetulnya Anda bisa apply dari sana dan bisa cepat. It's a discount for the legal fees. How much is actually the legal fees?
Okay, the legal fees will vary depending on which lawyer you use. Okay, on average, the legal fee would be around 1% of the property value, but most lawyers you'll be able to negotiate that a little bit. Okay, and then you'll have the government fees, which are not negotiable. Okay, they are fixed fees. Okay, depending on the property you're purchasing and the value of your property. Okay, but the actual legal fees, okay, from the lawyers are going to be around 1% of the property value. Now, obviously, if you want to use Pafilia's legal team to do the legal the acquisition work of the property, then obviously we're offering, as Georgina's already mentioned, a 50% discount on the legal fees themselves. Okay.
Okay, so let's move to the third questions. Can the investment be paid in installments while making the property payment?
Yeah, look, it's a standard way of purchasing on a project which is under construction. The first payment is going to be a 10,000 euros reservation fee, and then that will hold the property for you that you've chosen, and then we will draft the contracts, which will then come to you and your lawyers for review. And then within 1 month of the reservation being paid to us, then the contracts need to be signed. Following that, the initial payment would normally be around 40% of the property value at the time of signing contracts. And then the remaining payments will always be paid in accordance to construction over the delivery period, so over the build period. So in most cases, you'll stage the payments over 18 months or even up to 24 months if you wish. Okay.
Okay, so is there any way to obtain citizenship after 3 years? This one
No.
I've already covered before.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
have to
but
stay in Cyprus for the 7 years to
seven
apply
years.
when you get the permanent residency like this. There are other ways it can be done slightly quicker, but it means opening up a company. You have to have several employees. You have to have some investment values into the company, a turnover each year of a certain value. So the easiest way is always the investment immigration, okay, which obviously takes a little bit longer.
Okay, so hang on. I notice we have questions.
There's 5 on the chat, so what we have.
can you help me read it there?
Okay, for RJ, okay, he's asked a question, okay, of how much is the personal taxation rate? Okay, personal taxation in Cyprus, okay, is staggered, okay. But what I can say is that the first 22,500 euros is tax free that you earn as an employee, okay. So basically, if there's a family of yeah, if there's two people in the family, husband and wife, you can earn 40 over 44,000 euros, 45,000 euros, and it'll be tax free. After that figure, it goes up in stages. So 22,500 up to 30,000 will be taxed at 20%. Okay, and then 30,000 to 40,000 is taxed at 25%. 40,000 and up after that, it goes at 30%. And then what we get is the maximum tax bracket is 65,000 of earning, and it's a 35,000, okay, 35% tax. So personal tax in Cyprus is a maximum of 35%.
Okay, so none. Okay, so this one I will read in Bahasa, but I will
Uh-huh.
actually I don't understand as well. Okay, so Bu Fania bisa dijelaskan maksudnya bedanya visa apa aja dan nominal berapa maksudnya bagaimana Bu? Saya sendiri nggak ngerti. Halo, halo Bu Fania. Kalau tes bahasa harus nilai berapa? Waduh. So, hmm. So let's skip to the next questions because she
Yep.
doesn't answer and I also don't understand. Does
Okay.
Cyprus
Okay.
does Cyprus have a double taxation agreement with Indonesia?
The easy answer to say is no. They did. They were negotiating, but at the current time, the situation is no. There's no double taxation with Indonesia.
Okay, so I mean, what's the implication in this case if there's no
Well,
taxation?
there isn't
Like
really
a
because it depends on your earnings. Okay, when there's no double taxation treaty, because obviously all the double taxation treaty does is means you can obviously pay tax in one country. You don't pay tax in two countries. It's one or the other. But basically, Cyprus doesn't tax on worldwide assets. So in Cyprus, you would only be taxed on your income generated from within Cyprus. Okay, so if let's say you were moving to Cyprus and you had no income in Cyprus, you only had income from Indonesia, then you carry on paying your taxes in Indonesia and you would pay no taxes in Cyprus. Okay, so there's no real implication unless you're going to try and set up, okay, and you're going to try and earn money in Cyprus, then that's a different story. But as I mentioned earlier, you cannot be employed anyway in Cyprus, so you cannot be earning money through employment, okay, within Cyprus anyway. All right. So, but on a one-on-one basis, we can look at each individual circumstance, okay, and then we can get tax advisors to advise us on your individual circumstances because obviously we're not tax advisors, okay, and we wouldn't want to give you the wrong information. We obviously know the basics, which is what I've just given you, but on a one-to-one basis, we can actually speak to tax advisors and get you the information that's needed for your circumstances.
okay, so is there any more questions?
Hopefully, we covered all your questions. Okay, and obviously, from my part, obviously, I want to thank Georgina for arranging this and obviously inviting you all to listen to us and to get as much information from us as possible. Okay, but I'm available. Obviously, contact Georgina whenever you need anything, and I'm available to have one-on-one meetings whenever it's needed.
Hang on, Barry, we have another question that from Mr. Rajesh Jakti. Actually, I've already met him because he's in Jakarta. Hello, Pak Rajesh. Do we need to have a tax residency certificate in Cyprus?
Yes, once you bought a property, and if you obviously once you start paying the VAT, you will definitely need to have a tax residency number. okay, which is a standard setup. We will set that up and work with you on that. Okay, so yes, the answer is yes, you need it.
Yeah, this is quite standard. This is
Yeah,
quite standard, like for the golden visa or
yeah,
temporary residence permit or PR is
hmm
quite standard. Okay.
yeah.
Ada lagi? Ada lagi. Any more questions, Pak Rajes? Okay. Okay. Thank you, everyone. So it's a wrap. Thank you, everyone, for.
Hopefully, we'll see you in Cyprus very soon.
Yeah. Okay. We will be in contact with you after this, and then we will also send you the link for the presentation and also for the recording of this webinar. And we have a long weekend here, Barry, in Indonesia.
Oh,
So
very
have,
good.
yeah, yeah. So have
It's
a
hot. It's
long,
hot. It's everywhere.
yeah, it's a long weekend, you know. Even today is a weekend, it's a holiday actually. Yeah.
Ah,
So
okay, very
have
good.
a,
So you have Thursday, Friday, and Monday off, or just Thursday and Friday?
uh, Thursday and then Friday, Saturday. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Back to work Monday. Oh, okay. I wish you all have
And
fun. Have a good weekend and enjoy your
yes.
holidays.
Okay. Okay. Bye.
Bye bye.